I can fix her. We all know it, we don't all love it, but if you clicked on this video, you probably have dabbled in the genre once or twice. When it comes to this trope, one game that's not talked about often enough comes to mind: Needy Streamer Overload. If you don't know what that is, Needy Streamer Overload is a management sim where you take on the job of managing a girl named Ame's mental health, while also managing her job as a streamer and boyfriend. You can go on outings together, make her eat magic grass, choose what she streams, and even get a bit freaky. The game doesn't show anything. I know what you are. If you do know what this game is, I hope you're okay, and please don't get stuck on a power line. If you know, you know. Today, I wanted to try something a bit different. As someone who has 100% of the game, getting all endings and achievements, I wanted to tell you what it's awesome at, what it sucks at, and whether it's still worth playing in the big 2025. Hint, it is. What's so good about Needy Streamer Overload? Ame, your girlfriend and streamer, is an incredible example of character writing. At base level, she seems like an exaggeration of an internet-addicted streamer, but takes a deep look at mental health struggles, online identity, and the pressure from those around you and yourself. Her attitude flips between vulnerability, being a bitch, and sometimes acting just like any average girl would. This makes her feel unpredictable but relatively realistic. This complexity forces players to engage with her, not just as a game character, but as a person whose choices and emotions demand empathy. One of the best parts of Ame's design is how she shows the difference of online personas versus people in real life. She thrives on attention, yet dislikes her audience, craves love, yet pushes people away, and seeks validation while despising the very systems that provide it. This mirrors the real-world experience of many content creators, where the line between self-expression and self-exploitation can blur. By making Ame both relatable and dislikable, the game challenges players to confront the uncomfortable truths about parasocial relationships and the toll it can take on someone's mental health. The game's mechanics amplify Ame's characterization perfectly. Every choice the player makes as P-chan, Player Chan, her boyfriend, directly influences her mental state, streaming success, and personal life. This turns her into a living, reactive entity rather than just a character on the screen. Watching her spiral, or recover, based on your actions, creates a sense of responsibility. It's not just about winning or losing or getting endings, by meeting her streamer goal or anything like that, but discovering the fragile balance between her happiness, health, and career. Ame's writing also excels in its use of humor and irony. Her over-the-top reactions, slang, and absurd stream ideas are often hilarious, but they're laced with an undertone of sadness. This mirrors the way people online often mask pain with jokes, making her feel painfully real. The game doesn't shy away from showing how humor can be both a coping mechanism and a shield, adding another layer to her personality. Ultimately, Ame is a genius character because she is both a mirror and a warning. She reflects the addictive, performative nature of online culture while also showing the human cost behind the screen. Her flaws make her compelling, her contradictions make her believable, and her vulnerability makes her unforgettable. In a medium where characters can often feel one-dimensional, Ame stands out as a rare example of a protagonist who is messy, raw, and deeply human, making her one of the most memorable figures in modern indie gaming. One of the game's best parts is the number of endings, over 24, each with its own version of, well, that escalated quickly. Your choices, whether you're boosting her mood, chasing clout, or giving her magic grass, can lead to wildly different conclusions. It's the kind of game where even a seemingly harmless decision can snowball into something you'll be laughing or crying about later. The endings range from wholesome aw to oh shit disasters. Some are genuinely depressing, others that are legitimately psychotic, and some boring ones. There are no happy endings, only horrible ones, bad ones, and ones that leave you unsatisfied. The only good ending is the one unlocked after completing all the rest. It's not a good ending for you, but it is for her. I won't dive any deeper into that to prevent spoilers, but remember, things aren't always as they seem. In the end, Needy Streamer Overload doesn't hand you morals neatly wrapped in a bow. It hands you a mirror, a megaphone, and maybe a glitter cannon, then watches what you do with them. Whether you walk away smiling, shocked, or slightly concerned for your own decision-making skills, you'll remember the ride. Let's talk about the bad. One common criticism of Needy Streamer Overload is its intentionally uncomfortable tone and subject matter. While the game presents itself with a cute, colorful aesthetic, it quickly reveals dark themes involving mental health struggles, toxic relationships, and self-destructive behavior. For some players, this change can feel manipulative, as the cheerful visuals can make the heavier moments hit harder in ways that feel unsettling rather than meaningful, as well as maybe diving into a game that they weren't expecting to be dark. Those who expected a lighthearted simulation may find themselves unprepared for the emotional weight the game has. In other words, pay attention to the tags and contact warnings, people. The love of Ame isn't always there for people. Some feel that her personality exaggerated to the point of being annoying rather than improving the game. With constant mood swings, attention-seeking behavior, and manipulative tendencies, some players find it hard to feel sympathy for her. While these traits are intentional to fit the game's message about internet culture and parasocial relationships, it can make it difficult for certain players to empathize with her. This disconnect can lead to frustration, especially when the gameplay requires leaning into those behaviors at some points for certain endings, whether good or bad. This game structure and mechanics also draw criticism. Many find the time management system limiting, with limited daily actions and a high risk of triggering negative outcomes. This can make the experience feel repetitive or punishing, especially for those who want to explore different story paths without replaying large portions of the game. The branching endings, while numerous, often require trial and error experimentation, which some see as tedious rather than rewarding. It can be quite repetitive at times. Lastly, the game's depiction of mental illness and online fame has led to debate. While some praise it for its raw and unfiltered approach, others feel it leans too heavily into stereotypes or shock value. The narrative can come across as cynical, portraying streaming culture as inherently toxic without offering much nuance or hope. For players looking for a more sappy take on the subject, this view can be off-putting and leave them feeling more drained than entertained. So here's the question. Is it worth playing in 2025? Simple answer, yes, at least in my opinion. The only people I wouldn't recommend this to are those who are A, just looking for a dating sim, and people who the subject matter could affect, whether mentally or physically. Even with the repetitive nature of the runs, there are always new little details you discover as long as you're paying attention. People criticize it for being uncomfortable, but that's part of the experience. You're supposed to feel unsettled by this girl and the life she lives. It brings awareness to how much the internet can affect people. In extremes, but hitting the point nonetheless. It also helps you to think about the people you see online and consider how much of them is real. At the end of the day, this game is genius, and anyone who uses the internet religiously would most likely benefit from playing it. It makes sure you realize you, in fact, can't fix her. Molly out.